Hey, everybody. Welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Yep. How's it going? You guys look amazing in the chat. I'll tell you what. Tonight it's an amazing night. I've never done anything like this before, but you know what? Ryan, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. Um, Joe, you're awesome, and I think this show's gonna be great. So, yeah, uh, just go for it, man. It's gonna be good.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. So it's interesting. I was talking on the phone earlier. Ryan's out of town, and his brother was supposed to do the show with me tonight, Kyle. And then he calls me this afternoon. And he's like, "Yeah, my wife's sick, and like two of my kids are sick, and I got to take them over here, and this and that, and like so there's vomit and everything all over the place, and it's like." It's like, what is going on? So I was like, well, I got two options. I could either cancel the stream, which we just did 2 weeks ago for the first time. And I was like, I really don't want to cancel the stream if I don't have to. So, so I was like, well, heck, I'll just do it. And we'll see how it goes. And this could be an absolute disaster. And I got some ideas. But yes, you guys are awesome. Cats, you're awesome. Yos was awesome. Saule, thank you for being here as a mod in the chat. You're awesome. Maybe I'll just make all of you guys mods in the chat. Would that be something? I don't remember how to do that. It might take me a little bit to do it. But yeah. Hey, I'll make you mod. That's a great picture you have, Yotsuwa. I gotta tell you, looks really familiar to me. But I don't know. So it's gonna be kind of a little bit of a free for all. I'm running things, and I don't have a chance to go back and forth and all this kind of stuff. You don't know who it is. I know. I don't know either. It just looks like somebody I might know. Um, yeah, it is kind of that weird feeling of playing Fortnite, right? Like that's kind of an interesting thing. So I don't know. I had a couple thoughts, and I was like, you know what? What if we did this thing? And this could be absolutely a big mistake, or it could be really cool. It could be really fun. But what if there are any of you guys that want to talk on here? You can. I was figuring I might open up a Discord call or something, and then if you guys want to be on here and say some stuff, that might be kind of fun, and we could talk through some of these things and whatnot, or we could hang out and have a good time for a couple hours and just chill. But anyway, this is Don't Worry Wednesday. It's a show that's about you guys. It's a show where we want to get in touch with you. We want to talk about stuff that goes on in your lives. And if there's something going on, you can reach out to us on don'tworrywednesday.com. I think Saule put the link in the chat up above there. And so I don't know, we're not professionals. And I don't know if any of you guys in the chat are professionals. Maybe if one of you guys is a professional counselor, therapist, or policeman, or attorney, or accountant, or whatever, hey, it might add to the show. All right. Well, I tell you what. Here's what I'm gonna do. Hey, that's cool. That's cool, RK. It'd be awesome if you were on here. Yotsuwa says, I'd love to. Outcat says real. I don't know if that means that Outcats wants to be on here or not. I guess we can find out. But maybe I'll start a voice call with Yotsuwa, and but just keep in mind, this is my show. Put me in, let me infiltrate. All right. Right on. I will I'll start a call with with you guys. Let's see. And then if anybody else wants to join and talk and say some stuff, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Oh, if you talk over, I'll just mute you. That's not a problem. Because it's my show and I can do whatever I want. And it's cool like that. But all right. So do you guys like the detective hanging out above me? Because I think it's kind of fun. I was gonna do the Joe show. You're too nice to me. You're too nice to me because you don't know how much my brain is exploding right now. It's like I gotta. Oh, Ash, you want to infiltrate BSS? All right. Well, I tell you what. I'm gonna start a call here. And let's see. So, and then I'll add people to it as we go. Let's see. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Too tired to VC. That's okay. So yeah, I just Discord called Cats and Yotsua. And let's see, I'll Ash, do you want me to invite you to it too? Oh, we got somebody answered.
Oh,
Hey, it's Yotsua. How you doing, buddy?
good.
Good.
Good. So good.
Good. Oh, you guys look good. I can tell just by listening. Oh, it's amazing. So, oh, I can't. I haven't figured out how to
Yeah.
put the video on there yet, and especially if we're gonna add more people,
That's
it would change and get all weird. So I'm gonna just keep I'm just gonna keep the static P image up there just for giggles. It'll be fun.
Hey guys, it's me, Detective.
Now it's accurate.
Was that an accurate impression? Oh, hold on. Give me just a second. I just realized this isn't appearing on stream, but I can pull my mini detective out too.
Oh.
Chat, you can't see it, but we have mini detectives.
Oh my gosh, look at all those detectives. I can see them.
There's so many detectives.
Actually, you know what? Let me see. Maybe I can do something here. Let's if I do this.
If we do what? Wait, hold on. I gotta look at YouTube.
Wait,
I can't.
Hey, I got an idea. Watch this.
Okay, I'm chill. I'm calm.
Okay, that didn't work. Let's see. Oh, that's why.
Beautiful.
I know why. All right. Let's see. So if I go to this, let's see if I figure out where is it? Hold on. I'm sorry. Where the heck is it? There we go.
You're doing great.
You're so kind. I have to pop out this call actually. Here we go. There we go. Now we got.
I feel so nice post. Oh my gosh!
You see what happens though?
See, look how beautiful he is. Look how beautiful. He's so gorgeous.
He's gorgeous.
He has the Barbie floaty.
Yeah.
He has the Barbie floaty. He has lasagna shirt.
Mine's playing Mario.
Wait a second. Let's see. Can I adjust
Okay,
this on here?
Is he winning though?
He's on the first level, not moving.
Aha.
Wait a minute.
He's not a true gamer.
Did my webcam just get hijacked because I did that? Hold on.
Maybe.
Let's see.
Detective is taking over the stream entirely.
We're truly hijacking it.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Now I've messed it all up. Oh wait.
Sec, I just
there we go. I figured that
I've
part
just
out.
had a.
Hold on,
I've
we're
just
turning
had a
video off.
stupid idea.
Listen, my baby
One
detective,
sec.
he's sleepy. He's so sleepy.
He's sleepy.
He's so eepy.
Aw, EP detective. Hey guys. So yeah, so here's the thing. I have no idea what's going on. So like, yes. So this is the solo Joe show right now. And but what I figured what I'd do is I'd just open it up and say, hey, if anybody wants to get on here and talk while we're here, I think that'd be really fun. Because I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Do you guys like to hear what you guys have to say?
I mean, yeah, I think my opinions are objectively correct.
You know, we all think that. About our own opinions, not necessarily yours.
Man.
Oh, dude.
Ah, that sucks.
Yep. So, I don't know. So, anyway, what do you guys want to talk about tonight? Do you guys want to go through some topics?
Sure.
We have
Might
some.
as well.
We have some. And, but a lot of these, let's see. Some of these are, I mean, Yosua, you have some topics. You could talk about your own topic.
Sure.
Okay.
Group counseling,
Right.
yes. Who all is on call? Right now we have Ash, but Ash is muted. We have Katz, and we have Yotsua, and myself. And anyone else who wants to join us, you're welcome to.
I was just muted because I was outside and it was very loud.
Oh, right on, Ash. Just let me know your Discord, or friend me on Discord or something, and then I can put you in the Discord call. I was gonna do it in the Static P Friends Discord server, but then like if people didn't necessarily want to be on here and they just joined because they saw a whole bunch of people in there, they'd be like, All right. So yeah, okay. Hey, all right. I'm gonna add you, Saule. Let's see. There's this group thing here. Add friends. You guys are such great friends. But then why can't? Are you not my friend?
Who's not Joe's friend?
Like my Discord friend. I thought we were Discord friends. Hold on,
Chat,
hold on,
get
hold
this
on.
man.
Hold on. I thought we were friends too. Hold on, let me look at my friends list. I have a friend request. All right. Just in case. Oof. All right. All right, Ash. Did I unfriend you? I don't think so. Let me look here.
Bye, Ash.
Now he's a gamer.
Well, apparently I'm not your friend. Let me add you as a friend. You're right. I don't. I don't burn bridges. I don't. All right.
You burn houses, though.
Well, hey, you know.
Like, you'll burn anything else but draw the line at bridges.
Right. Yes, because arson, right?
Yeah, like,
Yes.
arson is cool and all, but, you know. Okay, Meow, you know me too well right now. I need you to simmer down. Hi, welcome.
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hello. All right, and let's see. Did you accept my friend request, Saule? Yes, you did. And I don't know what happened. I thought we were friends. I swear I thought we were friends on Discord, and I was like, what the heck?
Cadoodle loop. I need to mute the stream now.
Yeah, I did the same.
Yeah, because we're all just we're gonna talk. Meow, do you want to join? Do you want to join us in our group therapy session?
There we go.
You don't know. Okay, well, let us know if you decide you'd like to. I think I'm your friend on Discord. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm your friend. Group therapy. That's right. Moonlit, did you say you wanted to join or no? The chat moved so fast I couldn't tell.
I'm pretty sure it's late for Moonlit.
Yes. Okay, no.
It's 1:30 a.m. for me.
Oh.
Wait, it's Thursday for Moonlit. That's really early.
Oh, yes.
It's Thursday for me.
Yes. It will soon be Thursday for me. Yes, it'll
Also,
be.
Don't worry,
respect for the your
Okay.
name, Yozuza.
Respect for whose name?
Respect for the your name, Yozua.
Yay.
Respect.
Respect.
Lots of respect.
Since we're showing off Detective
You have-
Detectives plushies.
Why are they wrapped in bags?
Because they came
have you
in
done
them and I
to
just
him?
never opened them so they wouldn't get dirty.
He has to. They have to make sure that the that their essence stays within the bag.
Don't worry, I think Tsundere Girl can actually breathe. Hers ripped open in the front
Okay.
You've got
somewhere.
two.
I wish I could like do this on the fly. I wish I had a producer that could just like zoom in on your guys' video and like show this stuff.
Can you
Yeah.
screenshot Discord?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it
he did.
didn't work amazingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
I mean,
wouldn't-
I guess I could just we could go to just an open screen, but I have to create a new scene in order to do that. So
Yeah.
you guys want to do that? You guys
I
want to be
added
on
another-
screen too?
Sure.
No, I'm good.
We
But-
could just
but
have
you're
it be-
lovely.
By us, it's don't worry. By us, it's probably Detective.
Yeah, we're just detectives.
I am Ryan.
Yes.
That
Hello,
was
Baka.
that was the plot twist. That was
Welcome, Baka. I don't
that
need to
was-
use the. I don't need to be in the chat. I can speak instead of type.
Isn't it fun?
It's quick, and then I can hear you speak, wait 2 seconds, and watch you speak.
Yes.
That was Criminal Idol's plot twist the whole time. Is that we were all Ryan.
Yeah.
The disc for a silent voice is beautiful.
And you know what I've decided?
It's
Oh,
pink clouds.
lovely.
Yeah.
I am Box.
What's honestly, you are the box. You should own that role.
I
Oh,
own
I
it.
just I
Live
literally
your truth.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up my 2 plushies
Mhm.
off of the box that is labeled box. I still have that box.
I still have a box. I have my box too. Maybe I should put people in it.
I have my CDs in it. It's literally
I
just
found my
stuffed
box.
with CDs.
Yes.
I threw it away. I found my box. I found it.
Come on. I don't want to
RK.
do ASMR
box.
for you guys.
Hey, RK, if you want a box, all you have to do is go and order. Every Criminal Idol order comes with a box. Sometimes 2. It just depends.
2 whole boxes. That's a steal.
I just sent. You know what? Somebody bought a book and they bought a plush, and I sent them to the same address the other day, and they ordered them on separate orders and paid 2 different shipping prices. So I was like, well, I guess I'm sending them 2 boxes because they paid for them, right? Like, so yeah. But
Position the box.
well, I'm confused. You guys seemed so surprised that the plushies were in plastic. Did yours not come in plastic?
Mine
No,
did.
I'm just shocked that they kept them in the plastic.
Oh, I got you.
When
Okay,
did
we'll
I
figure
get
out
these?
box later.
It was like 9 months after the October, whatever year that was, sale coupon code.
Mm.
Ah.
And the
So,
coupon's
yeah,
still
it was-
valid, isn't it? Or it was.
Oh.
Well, it was until I didn't need it anymore.
Oh. That's right. Yeah, well now
Special
everything's
case.
we
Extenuating
read at our store
circumstances.
and reduce the prices on everything. So yeah, so Yeah, and we're probably gonna have some sales. There's stuff coming up. I heard. I don't know if Ryan wants me to tell you guys this, but wait, actually, let's ask him. Ryan, is it okay if I tell him this?
Yes, it's totally okay.
Yes.
That
All
was
right.
Ryan, not me, by the way.
All right. Then yeah, exactly. So apparently, it sounds like the Japanese version of "It's Not Like I Like You" is going to come out.
Ooh.
Hopefully in
my goodness.
October.
That's good news.
Okay.
Ooh.
So big releases in October is what I'm hearing. That's how BSS works.
You have no
Very
idea this
spooky.
October. This October is going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
insane. This October
Well,
is going to create all kinds of madness and drama in my life.
Oh,
Don't worry, this
Joe.
When I think
September is going to be
Joe.
madness for me at work.
Why
so
is there?
October
What?
BSS releases is going to be
Hold up.
great.
Yeah.
Joe, you're getting my hopes up. I've been waiting for Criminal Idol season 2 this entire time.
It's not Criminal
give me
Idol
false
season
hope.
2. I'm
Don't give
sorry.
me false hope like
I'm
that.
sorry. It's not. That project is an ongoing, crazy,
Yeah.
huge thing with very few people working on it, and
Yeah.
Do we get a potentially lyrical version of the instrumentals album?
oh, from A Single Duel.
Yeah.
Some of those will be coming out. That's not October.
Okay.
Yeah. Although, you know what? No, not October.
Okay.
The inbox.
It is great driving music,
I
by
was
the way,
like-
the instrumentals album.
Oh,
I
thank you.
love having that on in the car.
Thank you. That was fun to make, and probably a good handful of those songs have lyrics now. We just need to record them, and then re-release them. Yeah.
What did Sherbert Burger's name change to? Because I remember that was changing.
Yes, it's changing to The Duel.
Ah.
Okay.
Duel,
Yeah.
Duel. Like, I'm gonna fight you, duel. Like that kind of duel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Joe's gonna throw hands.
When
we're gonna
I
fight,
think
man.
of October, I think I don't like. It's Not Like I Like You.
You think of It's Not Like I Like You? Did it come out in October?
No, the Japanese one is coming out in October, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I think it's the Japanese one. But yeah, apparently Ryan and Amory have been talking about this. And so we're going to get the insider scoop on some of this Static P stuff. Because he's not here and I have permission to do whatever I want. BSS president Steve, he told me, he's like, Joe,
Steve.
don't ask permission. You just do whatever you think is right. I don't want you to ask permission of anybody. If you need to ask forgiveness later, that's fine.
Yeah.
Are you part owner?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, it's a weird relationship we have with Steve. Like, because we're all on the board of directors. There's like 6 of us, right?
Mhm.
And so, but we elected Steve to be our president because he's the guy who's willing to have the really uncomfortable conversations, especially when we're dealing with outside businesses, and like setting up deals. And when they're jerking us around, he's the one who gets on the phone with their people and, whips them into shape because he's good at it.
Dealing with outside businesses, I know what that feels like right now.
Oh yeah, it gets crazy, man. You get merch in there, you get different, now we have 2 different song distributors, but we're looking at maybe just narrowing that down to 1. And you just kind of get involved and you start doing it with all these different places, and then people start jerking you around, and so then you need somebody to make the phone calls and send the emails, and it was so funny. Criminal Idol came out. Here's a little BSS story. Criminal Idol came out when? Like fall of what, 20?
Maybe.
Crickets?
Which one?
The album
Yeah.
with The Chase. When we did that
Oh,
live stream.
Oh.
Yeah, when the October discount happened, I think that was either. Was that 19 or was that 20?
Somewhere around there.
Did I have a car or was I searching for a car?
That
During-
is an
during
interesting
that,
comparison.
3 years. Baka says 3 years. That sounds about right. 3 years, right? So it's been 3 years. And okay, so there's, if you look at an album, or even it's probably on live streams and stuff, or on like Spotify and all that kind of stuff, you'll see the term ASCAP. You know what I'm talking about there? You ever
Nope.
seen that on
No.
a song
I
recording,
don't think so.
like in the credits? Okay. ASCAP is a performance rights organization. They make sure that we get paid our royalties and all that kind of stuff, right? So they like keep track of where things are being streamed around the world and make sure that we get paid for stuff. The distributor that we'd been using, they usually would set that up automatically whenever we, paid for a release. And so we're like, okay, sweet. Criminal Idol released, and they never registered it with ASCAP. And we were like, what the heck? And so Kyle, our finance guy and Ryan's brother, was on emails and the phone and everything with CD Baby for 2+ years trying to get this figured out, and like back and forth and nothing's happening, and they're dropping it and they're saying, and they're marking it as resolved when it's not resolved, and just jerking us around. So Kyle tells Steve emails them. He finds the one of the head honcho people on LinkedIn, and he just direct emails them. And he's like, this has to get figured out. We've been doing business with you guys. We have made you at least X amount of money, which was a fairly decent amount of money. It's not like I Like You was pretty successful. Criminal Idol's been pretty successful. They've made a fair amount of money from us. And he's like, we'd like to continue this business relationship, but this needs to get figured out. And within a week, he had it done. That's the power of Steve.
My goodness.
Go to the top.
Okay, we're having a Steve appreciation night. Can we get appreciation for Steve in the chat?
Appreciation for Steve. Oh man, I wish he was watching, but he's probably working on a building somewhere.
I just think of Minecraft.
Okay.
Yes, appreciate Steve. He's awesome. But yeah. So anyway, so there's cool stuff that's going to be coming from BSS, from Static P, and from other people involved with BSS, people who are infiltrating BSS, and we're doing this at a rapid rate because it needs to be done. Yeah. So it's cool. But anyway, that's BSS news.
It is, in fact, 8:40. At least it is here.
It is here too.
It's about 5:40 over
Eastern
here.
time zone.
Should we crack into a topic like an egg?
We could.
We were about to. We
Good.
almost did, and then we didn't.
Yes. I will be the engine keeping you on track. Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Joe was calling me last night, and I went on all sorts of tangents.
You did.
Almost a
Wait, you
time
talking about
travel.
our phone call or our Discord call?
Yeah, our Discord call.
Yeah. That's all right. I have ADHD too.
It's fine. It happens. It happens.
You have ADHD as well.
Yeah, my therapist keeps telling me that. I didn't even realize it, and then I'm like,
I have ADHD as well. I also have autism.
yeah, that can be tough. Baka,
Yeah.
Baka, you were driving. Season 1 was done before I joined the Discord, and that's almost 3 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 1 finished 3 years ago.
Yeah. And we've been working on season 2. The funny thing is we have we went through all the rigmarole of, auditioning a whole bunch of voice actors. We hired a whole bunch of voice actors. We have all their files, everything, all that's ready. And it's just sitting there waiting for art. And the art takes forever.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I respect the work that the artists do.
oh my gosh, absolutely.
The art for season 1 was so good,
Mm-hmm.
and most of them had
Gorgeous, gorgeous,
two
gorgeous.
different versions that were official. So
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
yeah, season 2 is going to be good, I imagine.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's coming with it. I just know that it's probably going to be real good.
Yeah, I got a friend of
Me as
mine.
well.
Shortly, I want to say shortly, like a couple months or so before the chase dropped. I got a friend of mine into Criminal Idol, and since season 1 wrapped up, she has been bugging me on like, hey, do we have any update on season 2? I'm like, I can't, I don't know.
I always
The
thought
answer
I'd
is
only been
it's
listening
still
to Static
coming
P for like a
eventually.
year.
Yeah, it's
Turns out
coming.
I always thought I've only been listening to Static P for a year, but turns out I've been listening to Static P for 5 years.
Real.
2017 for
Yeah,
me.
I've been listening since Dream On came out.
Mm. You guys are devoted, man.
Yeah, I'm devoted. This is my religion.
Hey, the religion
I'm
of the
in.
P.
The what?
It's the religion of the P, the static P, right?
Remember what I said about us going on tangents?
Exactly.
It just happened again.
Hey, were we gonna do a topic? We could do a topic. You guys
Yeah,
want to do
Yeah,
a topic?
let's do a topic. Let's jump right into it.
We're missing our gentle nudges.
I don't know. Cat's doing
I mean,
a pretty good job.
Cat
Do I
is doing a
do
good
I need to
job.
do some forceful nudges? I can do some forceful nudges.
Oh my
That might be
gosh.
necessary. Although I feel like I just derailed us by talking about getting us on
About
top.
nudges.
Yeah.
No, I ran
Nudging
out
us
of
on
the...
top.
I just went to get some Doritos and salsa, but we ran out of Doritos, so I just had salsa.
Just salsa. You know what goes good with salsa?
A topic.
Squeezed cheese and
Squeeze
bacon
cheese
and bacon
and
grease.
I tried.
and bacon grease.
Mm.
Ah!
I do agree though. I think a topic also does go well.
A topic goes well.
A
Man.
A topic goes really well with
Thank you,
your
Meow,
chips.
for putting that in the chat.
Yes.
Thank you, Mal.
So I can choose a few times. I think a lot of the people who have topics are not here. RK has a topic called Mama Trauma. That's what it's been named.
Oh, you and me both.
And if you, I will ask in the
Change
chat
Mama to
if
Dad
you
now,
would
yeah.
like to wait on a topic until Ryan's here, I can totally, wait. Or if you'd like to talk and get the perspectives of all these lovely people, then man, I'll tell you what, with the life experience combined in this group that we have on this call, I think you'd get some pretty good perspective, in my personal humble opinion, because I know you guys decently well, some of you.
If we can only get through 2 topics of 2 people's life experience, this is going to be a long one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, we might. Hey,
I mean, I'm not much of a talker. I say what I need to say.
God, I think you're the most talkative person here,
Oh.
except for me.
except for Joe.
I'm not that talkative.
All right, RK.
But also, I haven't had my ADHD meds. So
RK's feeling it.
Yep. So we're
I'm
going
pretty-
to do this topic. We're gonna do a topic, guys. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for your first?
I'm
The first
sounds lovely.
45
first
minutes
time
in.
you guys
First
have been
topic.
able to do a
45 minutes
topic.
in.
Yeah, but like seriously,
Yeah,
you guys
baby.
actually get to talk about a topic.
Teacher, are we going to popcorn read?
Of course
I
we
gotta-
are.
I'm
No.
gonna crack. Oh no!
Popcorn read. What's
Don't worry
Thank
about
God
it.
I didn't
Oh,
have
is
the
that-
camera on, 'cause
Is that when you like people take different
Mm-hmm.
spots or
Mhm.
something? Okay.
you're giving me secondary school flashbacks.
Okay. I'm gonna mute myself to stop myself from talking. I'm gonna
Someone
help
who
us
can
move forward
read,
by
just read the
forcibly
whole
muting
thing.
myself.
Oh, that's so
And
good.
Joe
thing I
will
didn't have
Don't
my.
mute yourself.
Distribute 2 people to cover.
All right, tell you what I'm gonna do is I'll read the topic because I have it. I mean, well, you guys could read it on your screens, but it
Mhm.
might just go better if I just read it. Because then we don't have to like go through it. We should do this more. Oh, you're awesome, RK. Thank you.
Honestly, I think we should negotiate doing this more often with Ryan.
This should be free for all Friday.
Oh, dude, that would be great.
But we
Yes.
should cover the topic right now. Joe's gonna read.
Yeah.
All
I heard
right.
Joe
Ready
likes
for the
reading.
class, Joe.
Okay, yeah.
Free for all Friday
Oh, I
just sounds
forgot.
like you're gonna stream us fighting.
Yes, RK, you're right. This is a fairly large topic, and it's important too. But What do we got going on today? Zell, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We've got, it's an interesting stream. I'm here by myself. Well, actually, I'm here with a bunch of friends now, which is great.
It's me, Static P.
I do exist.
Mamma mia.
I am also
we
Static P.
all actually make up the one existence that is Ryan. That was the
I'm
process
his
the whole
left
time.
leg. I'm his left leg.
Oh my.
Put it together like those Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Whatever they're called.
We are the Voltron unit that is Ryan.
I am a single strand of hair.
Man, I would
And Joe is the head, and the head should totally read the topic.
I would laugh if Ryan
Exactly.
was watching this right now. Oh my gosh. It'd be so great.
You can watch the VOD.
That's true. You can. All right, so I'm going to put the topic on the screen and then I'm going to read it, okay? Sound good?
Yep.
I need it. Okay, I need amen. Amen.
Let's go.
Go.
All right.
Amen.
Aw, man, brother.
Yes, perfect. Oh my gosh. All right, so this is called Mama Trauma, and it's from RK, and it reads as follows. Hello. So today's topic, last time I mentioned some stuff about my mom and trauma regarding her, so I'd like to talk a little about that. During my childhood, I'd get into trouble for the stupidest of things. Little things like forgetting to turn something in. Forgetting is in human nature. It was never my fault. I never wanted to forget, never wanted to be pestered by my teachers, never wanted to be yelled at by my parents. My mother's mood would quickly change for as long as I remember. One minute she'd be yelling at me or dragging me to my room, then maybe half an hour later she'd be all happy and laughing like nothing was wrong. Like she never screamed at me, never made me sob, like nothing happened. I have ADHD and ADD. I get distracted very easily. So I would always have trouble cleaning my room. I would always get distracted, and it would take forever. My mom told me multiple times that if I didn't clean my room, she'd clean it herself and throw everything away. I remember one day she yelled at me to get out of my room, saying she was going to throw everything away, yelled at me to go outside. I remember grabbing a stuffed animal my partner had given me at the time, a hoodie from him, a few notes, and a couple pictures, afraid that if I left them in my room, they wouldn't be there when I returned. When I told her about a disorder I believe I have, she asked me what caused it. I said trauma. She gave me a weird look, but didn't say anything. She likes to pretend that I had an amazing childhood. It could have been much worse, and I know that. We were extremely poor. My mother was a single mom up until I was about 4. Even then, when she met my stepdad, we were still really poor as he was in college and his job didn't pay much. We were barely scraping by. The trauma wasn't always from her, but mostly was. My stepdad would come home drunk a lot, slurring his speech, stumbling, almost threw up on my brother once. Came home one day and his face was turning bluish green from how much he drank. I have countless memories of me curled up in my bed or on my mom's bed as she screams at my dad. Due to past circumstances, I'm not technically supposed to have Discord. Before, I would just use it to talk to friends and such, but now I actually need it. I've become a moderator for a website and I need Discord to have that job. It's not exactly a job. I don't get paid, but it's a job to me. If I don't have Discord, I can't be a moderator. She knows I'm a moderator and is proud of me, but I don't think she'd allow me to have Discord if she found out. She used to have a parental lock on my phone, but I figured out how to turn them off, and I think she thinks she did it herself. I'm 17. I'm old enough to know what's safe and what's not. I don't need her on my back 24/7. I shouldn't be afraid. I shouldn't have to delete messaging apps off my phone at night in case she looks through them. I shouldn't have to be terrified to change the password on my phone. I want to tell her all of these things, but I can never bring myself to tell her any of it. I'm too afraid of what she'll say. She'll probably tell me that I'm lying, that I don't actually feel all this fear, that my childhood was great. She told me before that I wasn't depressed and that I don't have anxiety, even though I very much do. She traumatized me into thinking that I wasn't gender fluid, even though I most definitely am. What can I do in this situation? That is the end of my little vent. Thank you guys for covering this. RK. Wow. Well, thank you, RK, for sending that. Oh my gosh. And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for the pain that you're experiencing for all this, because man, that's tough. RK says in the chat, even today I have such a bad memory. I legit forgot what me and my partner were talking about mid conversation. So yeah, the ADHD and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's real. I know I have a friend whose dad believes that anxiety and depression are not real at all. And I'm like, really? He thinks it's a ploy to sell drugs. And I'm like, dude, no, that stuff's real. You know? But yeah, I am really sorry. I'm really sorry that you are going through this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see, is there anybody who wants to talk about this first in our lovely group of people? And you can either say me and I'll sit and I'll or whatever. I don't know.
This is surprisingly relatable.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to like assess whether or not I should or should not even give my 2 cents, just because I feel like I have a little bit of bias in this one that
This is
might get me a little heated.
Hey,
this is surprisingly relatable, but I'm struggling with a similar problem. Like the bits I relate, but I'm still struggling with.
I gotcha.
So far, I'm just gritting and bearing it, and I know that's not the best advice.
Yeah, it kind of depends. You know, it depends on the situation that you're in. But yeah, by the time you get to be 17, you know, I don't know. I would expect there to be a little bit of privacy, a little bit of freedom, you know, that you could have. And, you know, RK in the chat says, I'm fairly certain I have a memory disorder, so that's part of how my memory is so messed up today, but hadn't really developed early childhood. I gotcha.
Yeah. I also have ADHD, so all the ADHD stuff I really relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Justin, I will say, you know, getting a little heated is okay. Just watch your mouth, because, you know, like...
Yeah. I think personally, I'd like to let you or someone else go first and try and like gauge where I want to focus my points off of like what you guys have to say.
Okay.
I also struggle because of my ADHD with cleaning my room and that, and it can take me days to convince myself to actually clean it. Like even in court, I turn on my camera. A lot of people have mentioned how dirty my room is, and it can take days, but just keep at yourself, keep telling yourself to do it is what I do, and eventually, like even if it's weeks, I eventually get round to it. I find it's like more of a when my brain feels like it thing.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Are we gonna keep dancing like this? Because we
We're
can.
chugging along. I can speak a bit. It just takes me a second to process.
No, I hear you.
Understandable.
I mean, well, first of all, it takes a lot of guts to be vulnerable like this.
Mm-hmm.
To like just acknowledge it's happening, recognize it's happening. And I can't say my mom is the exact same, but I definitely see similarities.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this seems like really, really extreme, but have you considered on how you can get away from her? Like finding a safer situation where you can just, you know, live your life? Because sometimes with parents like this, there's just no reasoning. And my mom personally, she's not at the point where your mom is at, and she still won't listen to me.
sometimes it's just that they love you and it's what they think is best for you, even when it's not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they said in the chat many, many times, I'm almost 18, so the plan is when my partner is 18, we're going to try to find a place together. Have you tried arranging the financial means to do that? Because I had the same plan with my partner. Like, after we graduate college, we're going to buy our own place and we can do this, this, and this. But I did not have the financial means to do that. And that is where it nips most people in the butt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nope, neither of us have a
Don't mind
job
my
yet. Don't mind
If-
what?
don't mind me like having gaps in between because I'm also like trying to communicate to RK to like gauge the situation.
Yeah. If I may interject, similarly to Kat's here, I can definitely say personally I've had a long history with similar experiences with my mother. Though I would definitely say my mother's never been as invasive in terms of like privacy and matters of the sort, but there were definitely a lot of moments where it honestly seemed like she didn't really have her head in the focus of mine and my brother's best interests in terms of what would be best for us as a household. Um, and it felt like honestly a lot of the time we were getting dismissed. And so I kind of understand where you're coming from, where it feels like where your head's at mentally, what you recognize you may be suffering from or what you are suffering from, it just feels dismissed and it's being played down. uh I do very much, uh what's the right word I'm looking for, I do understand where you're coming from. And going into the issue of finding a place to live after you both turn 18. Uh, Again, I will agree with Katz that finding out how to manage those finances to accommodate for that and find a way to make it work is very important. Though I will say, if nothing else, uh, keep your focus on that, but additionally try and find alternative ways to kind of find a good living situation, what be it with extended family or friends that also have kind of a similar plan of getting a place, moving out. Because though it can be a double-edged sword, having more people to live with can help with that financing, but it can also create problems within the household later on. Granted, that's not really the focus on my point here.
Mm.
I will say, like, definitely do try and see what your options are in that regard. It's something uh, I would definitely say, yeah, sometimes family can suck. I know what that is like. Uh, so even if you don't really feel like you can turn to any of them, turn to your friends, because oftentimes they will be there to support you, especially if they've proven already that they can be very, supportive and they're there for you. I know I have a number of close friends that are always there for me. I'm going through a little bit of a rough patch myself, and they're very supportive of that. Um, so it's just one of those things of try and see what other options you have, and try and find a way to use those to kind of form a path of where you want to go and how you want to get there.
Mm. Very well said. I like, and I like the idea if this is something that you're planning to do in the future, just to get an idea for what it looks like out there, for how much things cost, so you know what it is that you're going to have to earn in order to pay for it, because you might have to like, I don't know, it might have to be more than just the two of you sharing a living situation. When I first moved out, I lived in a house with four guys, and
Yeah.
we had a great time. We split the rent. We got a pretty good deal on a house, and we lived there for a couple years, and it was great. But yeah, it definitely took. We had to look around. We looked around for probably 3 or 4 months before we found something adequate. But that doesn't mean you can't start now and just get an idea for what's out there in your area, or if you don't want to be in your area, wherever you're looking at going. That way, it makes it more real, um, and rather than being just this nebulous, hey, this would be a really cool thing for us to do. Now you start putting the numbers in place, and it's like, okay, if this is the goal, this is where we need to be. What kind of things do we need to get in place in order to do that? So, okay. Wow, RK says, honestly, all my family sucks. So I don't think I could turn to any of them. I'm sorry. That's tough. Most of my friends' families are kind of poor as well. One of my friends from Ohio mentioned wanting to be my roommate, so maybe he could help us out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, if you ask me, that's a great place to start because sure, it may not it may not work out. It's not a guarantee, but it's something. It is a foundation. It helps you get an idea of what you could be looking at. So I would say try and reach out to them, see what they can work out, and try and get with your partner and work that out with them, and see where all of you guys' heads are at, how you feel about things, and more importantly, how you would get to a point where you're, living in that housing with that friend from Ohio, whether you move over there, whether they move towards where you're at, or if you guys want to move to an entirely different locale entirely. It's all something you have to consider, and like Joe said, taking those possibilities into consideration, it does make it more real.
Hmm.
But with that, you also want to make sure, and it gets very difficult, but you want to make sure that you're not overstressing yourself. You're not getting that burnout when it comes to that as well, because it can get overwhelming very quickly. So just try and take it one step at a time.
Mm. Well said.
That is a good comparison, Miyamoto. Yeah, Suzume is a good movie, and it does honestly kind of. I do think it approaches a lot of characteristics of how our adolescents and our young adults feel within familial situations.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it, sadly.
Yeah, me neither.
I wanted to, but I missed it. I'm a big fan of Your Name and Weather Review, but I missed Zuma in cinemas, so I have to wait for it to come out.
Believe me, it is worth the wait.
I don't like waiting, especially if it's my favorite movie studio.
Man, I never get to see anything in the theater, man.
Actually, I have
They
seen it,
went really-
Miyamoto. I got to see it twice in theaters. It was I got to see it dubbed and subbed. Both were very good.
Sadly, I don't think that would be your type of movies, Joe, because of romance.
Oh, it's got romance in it. Yeah. I'll wait till it comes out and then I'll not watch it.
It's the same studio I talked to you about last time we were on call.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
With that out of the way, I do think if we have no other opinions to share on the matter,
I would like to talk about a topic on this subject that has not, or a subject on this topic that has not been brought up yet.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it. Go
So-
for it.
I was reading through this again, and there's a couple things. Might sound to you like I'm taking a side against you, but I'm just trying to give you a little bit of understanding from the sides that feel like they are aggressors against you. Because in some cases, I can tell you they're not trying to hurt you or upset you.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to impose some life lessons on you. At the beginning, you talked about getting in trouble for little things like forgetting to turn something in, forgetting is human nature. That is true. Um, but often for younger kids, it can be negligent uh, rather than actually forgetfulness. Whereas I know you've said you have ADHD and ADD, which seem to affect your memory to do things. So that can definitely have an effect on you. But you're talking about your teachers yelling at you or your parents yelling at you for forgetting to turn in assignments. And I can understand that, but your teacher's job is to make sure that you when you or to prepare you for later in life. When you're in school, things are very stressful because of how school is designed to prepare you for that.
Mm.
They want to make sure that you know you got to do something. That means you have to, one, do it, and two, you're doing it for this other purpose that is more than just you. You have to then submit it for it to be part of that purpose.
Hmm.
So schoolwork assignments, homework is something that actually is a surprise. As much as I hated homework, I was terrible at it, is a surprisingly
did
good
homework.
analog for some assignments that I've had at work. Now, I'm doing them at work, which is more like classwork, which I did a lot better with, but you have to go and do the project. And then you have to, that's not enough. You have to then make someone aware that you did it and what your results were. So they're trying, they're harsh about it, especially early on. Like, you're not doing your homework. If you're not turning in, you're not, it might as well not have been done. And they get upset with you. They're doing that because they see they need to impress upon you that you need to do it and you need to turn it in. It's not completed until it's turned in. And from you, you did it and then you forgot to turn it in. Okay, I'll try to turn it in tomorrow. I did it though. Why are you so upset? I understand that you'd actually get away with that a little better in some jobs in later in life than you do in school, but they're trying to impress upon you that you need to do the thing and turn it in, make other people aware that you did it. Now, that's not to excuse what they've put you through by being too aggressive, not handling you the way they need to make the messages that need to be put across, and not send the wrong messages like you're getting in trouble for little things.
Mm.
So I don't want to diminish your experience, because your experience is definitely valid, but our education system has that way of going about things. Later on, you talk about your mom dealing with your stepdad, and it sounds like she had some trouble with that, and some of that may have been like you were witnessing how she dealt with your stepdad, which must have been, I can understand where you traumatizing. Like, I'm not sure there's a better word for that than what you use, traumatizing.
Mm.
But when someone is in they're in a deep relationship with that person, and they're having to deal with these hard subjects with that person, and if this is frequent, it's always on their mind. They're dealing with you, they've got that person in the back of their mind. So how they deal with that person is going to rub off on how they deal with everyone, including you. So if that's how they have to get a message across to your stepdad, they might try to be more gentle talking to you because you didn't do the things your stepdad did, but they are definitely going to have some hints of how they deal with your stepdad. So I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to diminish any of your experience. I'm trying to help you understand the experiences of the people who are influencing you right now. They're not necessarily trying to hurt you. In some cases, there's over controlling with your mom. It sounds like that is definitely a challenge, especially if when she was a single mother early on, she had to probably get pulled in 100 different directions. And then now having your stepdad around may be helping in some of those and not in others. So she's having to deal with a lot of things as well. That's sort of the point I wanted to give, is just to help help you understand the perspective that the other people around you have.
I would actually like to revisit this a little bit because I did notice I think two other points that I failed to address earlier.
I've spent the
I
same as
will I will say first off on the topic of you said my mother's mood would quickly change for as long as I could as I remembered. 1 minute she'd be yelling at me or dragging me to my room, then maybe half an hour later she'd be all happy and laughing like nothing was wrong, like she never screamed at me, never made me sob, like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, speaking again from personal experience and observations I've made dealing with people for so long, um, not again as we all know, we're not professionals. I claim to be no such individual, but
Right.
it seems to me like that's highly reflective of bipolar behavior. Um, and I would say, if possible, try and it's it's one of those things of I will say it does absolutely seem like your mother is an antagonistic force in in this situation, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's out of intent
Mm-hmm.
or that she means to be. It can absolutely be due just due to how things are, getting put together within her mental state. Um,
Absolutely. I mean, because we can't, like, we have a hard enough time when we're trying to get our own diagnoses in order, right? We observe people and
oh
we
yeah,
can, like, that's kind of a narcissistic trait, or that's kind of a bipolar trait or something like that, right?
hmm
But as far as diagnosing is concerned, we can't really do that without the proper tests and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
at the
Mhm.
same time, it could be like, I mean, I know I have people in my life that are like that. They are
oh yeah,
explosive, but it's over in like 14 seconds, and then they're just fine. I mean, I was married to someone like that for a long time, and like one of my sons is like takes after her in that regard, right? And
yeah.
so it's pretty wild. I'm kind of the opposite, where I'm more of like a brooder. Like, you'll frustrate me, and then I'll be like upset for like a month and a half. you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was
No, no,
just
you're fine.
adding to what you're saying, because yeah, that is a personality type, as well, where some people are just like, whoo, they're like hot and then cold, or like high and then low,
Oh
and
yeah.
angry, or and it just can be like this crazy thing. We're all people, and our parents are no exceptions to that rule. I remember getting to the point where I understood, hey, you know what? My parents have issues too, like all of us.
Yeah, and see, like you say, RK, the memory disorder I think I have is DID. I'm fairly certain that she has it as well. It would explain the sudden changes, and she grew up with a lot of trauma as well. Yeah, that's honestly seems like a very solid ground for her present behavior to have been built upon. Um, it's kind of like just that classic situation of oftentimes the bully is a byproduct of another case of bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
so I would say personally, I get what it's like to have to deal with a parent that doesn't kind of want to acknowledge where their head is at and what they might be dealing with. But I'd say if you can, if you're amenable, and I know it's not something everyone wants to do, and I'm not saying like forgive and forget, but what I would do is once you've managed to sort out your situation, try and see about getting help or some kind of assistance for her to try and help her see what's going on her end.
Mm.
The other point I did want to bring up was you said when it came to your stepdad, my stepdad would come home drunk a lot, slurring his speech, stumbling, almost threw up on my brother once. Just that mention of your brother, I would say that's another thing you want to think about is just off of the way I've seen you refer to your brother thus far, what little information I have to go off, I'm going to assume they're a younger sibling. But regardless of age, I would absolutely say that's another important thing to consider is it's yeah, absolutely take care of your situation, but don't forget about your brother. It's as a younger brother having to deal with the situation of mine back when it was a situation where I understood that my brother just kind of needed his out first. Um, and I will, but that said, like I don't resent him for it or anything, but it was hard to not feel like I had kind of been forgotten or left behind after he got his out. Um,
Mm.
so it's one of those things of like you want to keep that in mind. You want to be able to make sure that even if you're able to get away from that situation, you want to be able to help your brother get away from it as well. If he can't help, if he can't quite figure that situation out on his own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, RK says in the chat, I said it a while back too, but when I started dating my partner, she seemed to be trying to get me to break up with him because he's a year younger. We already talked about it and we agreed we wouldn't do anything during that 1 year time period where I'm 18. Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, if I may push back a little bit against you guys.
Absolutely.
I
Push
do want
away.
to say push away. I object.
Objection.
Objection.
You guys are all a bunch of
Okay.
guys, and you suck. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Boys drool.
It's true.
Okay,
I do that a lot
I'm
when I
falling
sleep.
off again. I'm falling off again. I'm squirreling.
All right.
Push back.
Despite
Sorry.
everything they've said, your feelings are still very valid in where they stand.
Yes.
Of course, it's important to understand your mom's circumstances. Like being a single mother isn't easy. Falling in love with someone who's an addict is not easy. Having an addict in a family is quite hard. I have some experience with that.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, this is gonna sound horrible, but you do not have to assume the responsibility of fixing your mom if you are not comfortable in that position.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. 100%.
That is my soapbox take.
I also have a slight different pushback. Never forget. You can forgive them all you want, because in the end, it does not affect you how they choose to live their lives, and if they choose to keep acting the way that they do and have. I spent the better part of a decade in a very rough situation, where I also was trying to be a mediator for both of my brothers, as a buffer between my father and them. And that doesn't always work, and he will never truly understand the pain and suffering he caused all three of us on different levels. Part of that is a certain level of narcissism. And other part of that is, in his mind, he was doing the best he could with his resources. I will never forget what he did, and I won't forgive him for everything because some things are more unforgivable than others. But I choose to move past that and operate on a small dose basis. I separated myself and I made sure that my siblings were okay, where they mattered enough for that was a thing. There's an entire side drama of one of them that's not important right now. But at this juncture, you need to prioritize yourself. In my experience, and in any first aid class or any rescue class that you would ever take, the rule is make sure that you are healthy and safe first before you help other people.
Mm.
Because if you are also damaged and broken, you can't help other people, and you'd only make things worse for the both of you.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I think both Jaho and Katz have very very valid pushbacks on that, and I don't disagree with them at all, honestly.
Mhm.
And to actually build upon a little bit of what you said at the end there, Jaho, it- I think it's a good idea to kind of look at it in the like those emergency situations on an airplane. You know, you get those oxygen masks, you adjust yours before assisting the person next to you because you want to make sure that you are safe before you help others. Because the truth is, as helpful as you might want to be, if you don't figure out things for yourself first, if you can't make sure you're in a good spot, you can do more harm than good towards someone you're trying to help.
Not to interrupt, but amen. I'm like snapping over here.
Mm.
It's just one of those things of like Kat said, you are absolutely not obligated in any way to continue to hold any contact with your mother once you get your situation sorted out. But more importantly, you're not obligated to fix her situation. You are not responsible for your mother, and technically speaking, once you hit that 18 year mark, she's not responsible for you. Uh, it's kind of a two-way street, and I'm not saying like don't try and deal with the best that do whatever you can with your present situation to get where you want to go, but it you don't have to keep looking back on that situation, and you're not obligated to keep in touch. You're not obligated to fix their situation. And one last point I want to make is more important than anything else, I feel, is once you're able to resolve your situation and you're able to move on, is don't let the pain and the trauma this situation has caused you continue to shackle you down.
Amen.
Yes,
That can be
our
that can be a
pain.
tall order, and it might take therapy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the
It's
eventuality that you are healthy enough to try to help these people improve themselves and become better, it is important to note that sometimes the best thing you can do is to let them fail.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds real gross and disgusting and immoral, but if you keep trying to reinforce these lessons and it's not going to take, they're not going to learn anything and they will refuse to learn from it. Sometimes you have to let them hit the bottom of the barrel. And from there, it's sink or swim. And at that point, you did what you could, you tried your best, and at the end, it's up to them.
Yeah, you can only try and coach a child to swim in the kiddie pool for so long before they have to make do on their own.
Mm.
Um, yeah, like Joe said, it can be a tall order, but do your best not to let the pain from the situation shackle you down. Um, our experiences and our past absolutely do make up who we are, but they are not. We are not our past. We are not our experiences. We are not our pain. We are the product of them, but that is not who we are.
Yeah,
Nature versus nurture argument, if you will.
they
Back
definitely
to the
affect us.
yeah.
All that stuff. It affects who we become. It affects what we feel like. It affects our outlook for sure. But you're absolutely right. It doesn't define you. This pain does not define you. And even though it hurts and is awful and oh my gosh. Like like Kat said, I love that you jumped in with your pushback, Cats, because it was like your feelings are valid. Like this is real, and even though we might have been trying to explain the situation and the surrounding things and trying to get perspectives, it doesn't invalidate at all what you're going through inside, because that's real. It's felt by you, and it's definitely worth addressing. And man, there's been a lot of good input. You guys are awesome. I'll tell you what.
I think with that though, if we don't have I will admit I'm a little confused by that one, Shinden.
Oh, it's
that is a
Okay.
whole can of worms.
I
Sorry.
It is.
I can do basic covering for that.
Something that really
It's-
helped me with my ADHD and the fidgeting part is to have, I mean, not fidgeting, getting distracted part is having something to fiddle with, like something that helped me in school. That's something getting distracted.
Oh, I do
and
that
help me do
too.
my work.
I always have
Mhm.
some.
Have
I'm
something-
always fiddling with something on stream. This is what I have right now.
Wait,
Something
honestly,
helped-
hold on. I need to look at the
Something
stream.
helped me was a clump of blue tack, having a clump of blue tack just to squeeze and fiddle with and make into shapes.
Worry stone at my
Mhm.
desk.
I've got a little Beanie Baby Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service that I use as a wrist rest for my mouth,
Ah,
and I also kind of just toss around.
Ooh, back
I have little
scratcher.
squishies.
Yeah, right now I'm squishing a plushie.
But what I was saying
Joe's
was, I
rubber
think
knuckles.
I do think that if we don't have any more, opposing points or pushback or opinions to share on this one, I think it's about time we should move on to another topic.
Yeah.
I am a-okay with that.
Maybe something about bread.
Something about bread. Can we have a bread topic?
A bread
There is a
Can
topic.
bread
someone,
topic
like-
that I submitted.
Yeah, we
Someone go
can-
to the
I did
website and
submit a
ask
bread
how to make bread, because I kind of
Actually,
want to know.
Just put it in the chat. Because
No,
if,
I
Yeah.
if you
put
send
a
it to
just
the
ask us how to make
website,
bread.
then I gotta try and process it, and then it's gonna be crazy.
Okay. So basically, what the topic is what is the best type of bread and what is the best way to have it?
Bread in a can, slice it, heat it in the microwave, put
So,
squeezed
wait,
cheese
is
on it,
that,
and bacon, and then it's good.
I like
with
melon
Yeah,
bread.
bacon
bread, I
grease,
was
bacon
trying
Homemade
to
Bacon
melon
use-
bread
grease.
is good.
Yes.
Or melon pie.
I like white bread toasted with some beans on it, which makes me
Ooh.
sound very
That's very British of
stereotypical.
you.
I like
Yeah, I know.
rosemary bread
Ooh,
with a
zucchini
cream cheese
bread.
sandwich situation.
Ooh.
Ooh, zucchini
Oh,
bread?
also
Zucchini bread. We
Oh.
got rosemary bread.
sandwich.
Was
Oh,
that?
heavens.
sandwiches.
I'm not sure.
God.
I'm not sure about different ways of serving it, but I will say personally, it may not be a brand too many of you are familiar with, but Oro Wheat has a really good potato bread that I think goes
Ooh.
great
Oh,
on
potato
so
bread.
many sandwiches. Yeah,
Potato
potato
bread
bread.
is a nice
Potato
way to go
bread.
with
Probably my
burgers.
favorite.
I need to have this.
Like a
Potato
potato
bread?
or a pretzel
I-
bun is a
yeah,
real nice
but
way to have a burger.
Bread made out of potatoes.
So
We used
potato
to get
bread
potato bread
has-
buns, but I was not a fan of them compared to wheat bread.
Really?
It's
Potato
okay, you
bread
can be
has
wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay to be
Yeah.
incorrect.
starches in them.
The only
that help
time in my
Everyone-
life where I haven't had white bread is at Subway, because we always buy white bread.
See,
and
I'm
are very
noticing something.
proud.
I'm noticing something about Kat's philosophy of everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even if yours is wrong.
Exactly.
Did you know that the big difference between white bread and wheat bread is bleach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
White bread or Wonder Bread is bleached flour, and it removes most nutrition from it.
Yeah, who needs
So I'm
nutrition
just-
anyway?
nutrients, the
I'm
healthiest
just
part
eating
of the
bleach.
bread is the skin on the outside.
I love the skin on the outside.
With the crust?
Apple cinnamon bread? Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
With apple chunks and whipped cream. That
Ooh.
sounds pretty astounding.
Oh, I need to try more bread.
Y'all
I need
make
to
me
convince
hungry.
my mum to buy different bread.
Yeah,
than
no,
white
don't
bread.
stop making me hungry.
I mean, oh, nachos with
Nachos
Takis.
with Takis. Ah!
Yes, and squeeze cheese.
You guys
And
are making me
bacon.
bring out my snack stash.
A good
I love how we
Hawaiian
went
roll.
Oh, boy.
A
Hawaiian
Hawaiian
Now we're
roll
gonna-
with some toast and
Now we're
some
gonna have a
ham.
bunch of
Oh my
chip bag
That looks
noises in the
great.
background. It's gonna be awesome.
Joe and his off-brand cheese whiz.
Update with the salsa. I just drank it because there were no nachos.
Oh, actually,
Okay,
you know what?
valid.
That's another good way to have your bread. Animal crackers. I will not elaborate.
Animal
Oh,
crackers
that
on
sounds
bread,
like it can be pretty good. I
like with mustard.
can do that.
I'm smiling so hard right now.
Joe, I think you should like leave the call. You can like get out of here now. We'll take it from here.
No, Joe
Okay.
needs to
There
stay.
you go.
It ain't Don't Worry Wednesday without Joe or Ryan or Buzz.
We'll manage the stream.
Look, detective's up there. It's fine.
Look, it's me, Static P.
We are detective.
Hello,
Yeah, we are the
we
collective
are
Brain
detective.
cells in detective's
We are a
brain.
collective. We are not hypnotized.
We are one.
I am the green eye.
You know what? Actually, I think that's a good fan name for Criminal Idol fans. Detective Collective.
Detective
Oh!
collective.
detective.
Heavens!
See that single strand of hair above his eye? That is me.
The
I
eyebrow.
do see that single strand.
You know what though?
Yes.
You are
I'm
all
the
Joe
weird
now.
indent in the neck.
Oh.
Okay, I can agree to being Joe.
We're
can agree with
bored.
Joe P.
We're bald.
We're bored.
Okay, if I was a bald person, I'd be Howie Mandel.
Wow.
If I was a bald
sorry,
person,
Joe,
I'd still
But
be
Howie
British.
Mandel.
Wow. I mean, you're not lying.
If I was
Or
bald,
maybe
I'd still
Pitbull.
be
Maybe
British.
Pitbull.
If I were a bald person, I'd be me, but bald, because I've been that before.
Yes.
Not to ruin
Mr.
everyone's
All
fun.
Right, Mr. 305.
Yeah, if I was bald, I'd be British.
Not to ruin everyone's fun. But do we have any more topics to cover?
Yeah.
Oh. We got
Can
somebody
we do
keeping
a
us on track.
Are we capable of doing a topic in
In 25
I
If
minutes.
you
don't
got
know.
me started
8
on the
minutes
bread and the
with
bald
that?
people,
26
We can
minutes?
sure
we could.
shoot and try.
We probably can. So okay. So for
Find
those
a-
of you who are just joining us, this is Don't Worry Wednesday. It's a special edition because Ryan's not here. Obviously, we have a picture of Detective
No,
in his place.
Ryan is here. We are Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
uh,
are
yeah.
Ryan.
we
My bad,
have
we are Ryan.
we
Ryan
have
is
a
gone.
Ryan
Yeah.
collective of
Yeah.
like 5 different people.
Yeah, I
We're all
in the
Ryan.
time since this call has started, I've legally changed my name to Ryan.
We are
Yeah, same.
the Ryan Sea Walruses.
Sea walruses. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And we are slowly taking everyone here over.
Take care, meow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't be
So,
alarmed.
but I
it's a
know.
good
I
thing.
think
We're cleansing humanity.
we do have some topics, and some of you are here. And if you have a topic and you're here and you would want to hear from this panel of people, then just say, hey, I'd like to have my topic. I think, Jessica, you might have a topic in our queue if you are Jess.
And if you want it later in another stream, just submit it to don'tworrywednesday.com.
Yeah. And remember, we're not professionals.
Mm,
Yeah.
Even though
we're
I
really
am a
not
professional at
professionals.
looking good, you know?
I cannot
but then you
not
refuse to
agree
put
more.
yourself on screen.
I am a
We are
professional
Ryan.
of normalcy.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Listen.
are Ryan. We look good.
I am on the screen.
You are?
I'm right
Yeah.
above you, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan.
Oh.
I'm Static P.
Yeah.
I'm Ryan.
Yeah, we're
that's how we
Ryan.
look in
Daddy,
real life.
Daddy was a good
There's-
gentleman.
That's not just a caricature. That's just how we look in real life.
The second we hear from Ryan,
Gotcha.
we gotta spam him to watch the Don't Worry Wednesday VOD.
Good luck, man. He's out of
Good
town.
luck.
All right.
He'll respond in 2 business weeks.
Yeah.
So we do have random topics. We have and these are mostly from you, Yosa. We got one about finding hobbies. We've got one about combating addiction. We've got one about what to do with free time.
Ooh.
Although we might have done that one. Did we do the free time one last week?
That sounds familiar.
Might have
I
done
wasn't
that one.
completely. I was lurking though,
No,
so I
last-
wasn't paying
last
100%
week we
attention.
did
Did last
friend
week
group.
happen?
Yeah, last week
we did
happened.
friend group.
Yeah. The week before didn't.
We did friend group last week.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Literally didn't have it.
It was friend group last week.
Yeah, we had a cancellation on what, July 19th, I think, was the canceled one.
Yeah.
Was it that long ago?
It was. Oh my gosh.
Mhm,
Time
mhm.
flies when you're not paying attention. Like that's what
Time
happens
flies
to me.
on Don't Worry Wednesday.
Yeah, right?
Things started happening at work, and suddenly, like, time is passing again.
A lot
Had a
happened
long
to me
drought.
yesterday at work. Everything changed.
There's only a few
Hmm.
hours in the entire week, and those few hours are Don't Worry Wednesday, that's it.
We don't
Nothing
have
else.
too much time to narrow down a topic.
Yeah, but Yozo, do you want to do one of these that's yours?
Sure, I'll do
Which-
any of them.
Which
Kat,
one?
you pick.
Who?
Me pick.
Yeah.
We have finding
on the
hobbies,
spot.
combating addiction, and what to do with free time. What's going to be the most controversial to get
Okay,
us banned
two of
from
those
YouTube?
sound like they go
Like-
together really, really
Addiction,
well.
probably.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
love getting us banned from YouTube. Sounds like a blast.
You can go a
YouTube
lot of
ban.
places with
YouTube
addiction.
ban.
Actually, here's an idea.
YouTube
How about
ban.
instead of
YouTube
getting
is a
us banned
ban.
from YouTube, instead of us getting banned from YouTube, we ban YouTube from us.
Yeah.
Oh, real. We're moving to Twitch.
That is genius.
Ever since we've done it.
Okay, I do have an idea. What if we combine hobbies and free time?
We
Yeah.
can.
How do we feel about that?
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
go
my
hand
cat's
in hand.
wheezing.
Because what to do with free time? Find hobbies. And,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
and
so
participate in them.
And
Yeah.
I don't think I have much say in addiction aside from what other people have gone through.
that's something I have
Yeah,
a
and
lot of
I
input on,
don't
but that's
remember the
probably going to
context
take
for
longer than 20
addiction.
minutes.
Yeah.
If
So
you
let's do hobbies and free time.
I do not remember the context for addiction.
It's the
man.
title is combating addiction, and the topic says combating addiction.
Oh.
Interesting.
That's yeah.
The only addiction I can think of is Fortnite.
Well, hey, that can be an addiction, man. I'll tell you what, it's real.
I think
Gacha addiction is a gambling addiction.
Oh my
I do
gosh.
think that there is a
Yes.
good way to get over Fortnite addiction, and it's turning off
Play
the console.
anything else.
Yeah, go
But I
outside.
want to play
touch
Fortnite.
grass.
with
Touch
Joe.
grass.
Yeah, but I want to play Fortnite with Joe.
I want to play Fortnite
Here's-
with you too.
Here's a life hack though, so that the online folks can't tell you to touch grass. Just plant a garden on your desk. Make your carpet,
Mhm.
grass.
Mhm.
Just
Or take my entire setup outside.
yeah,
Oh.
you can do an outdoor setup.
Oh.
Man, if I did that, that'd be problems. I've got a lot
Make
of
your
stuff
make your
that's gotta
make your
move.
setup. Put your setup in a greenhouse. They can't get you then.
I like the
Who
idea of
needs a
just I'll
green
just
screen
put
when
like
you're
a
Very
little
fun
flower
playing in
pot,
a
right?
greenhouse,
Just take a
yeah.
little flower pot and plant some grass in it, and then you'd be like, "Look,
Yeah.
I'm touching grass." Haha.
Yeah.
I win.
Gardening,
Who needs-
gardening. It's
who
a hobby you
needs-
can pick up.
That's
Remember
right.
those
grass
little,
And it's
gardening.
not super expensive either.
people with
Just like
Who needs a
the
green screen when you
grass
have a
hair?
greenhouse?
They just like the grass just grows really, really fast.
Just get a chia pet or 50.
Chia.
Oh,
You're like that
man.
one YouTuber who turned their car into a chia pet.
oh,
Get
I
like
made-
a
I
static
made an entire
chia
room
pet
out of chia pet.
development.
Chia.
Wow.
oh,
Cat.
do not convince me to start torturing mini detective, because I'll do it.
Wait. What are you gonna do?
I will
hold
join
on,
you.
What are
what
you
did
gonna
Vinny
do?
say?
I mean, Put a bunch of chia seeds on him? What's he gonna do? Say no?
He's,
No.
no, he will.
Ryan
just
just
sit
privately
there.
DMs you saying no.
No.
Bia says has my address
Cat-
and exact location.
Cats goes through
No,
with it.
Yeah, but
Cats
we
goes
have
through
No,
with
we
it, and just
don't. We
out of
have the
nowhere.
place where your box with the plush was shipped to it. That's all we know.
Oh, okay.
We don't know if that's where
Alright.
you
Cat-
live. We don't know if
Cats
that's.
ends up
you
Might
know.
not
through
be.
with
But
it.
Am
we
I
know
not?
where you live.
Cats ends up going through with it, and then just several hours later, Ryan direct messages. I know
Wait,
what
no.
you did.
Wait, no,
I know what
Joe,
you did.
know where I live because I DM'd you where I live when
That's
when
true.
you sent me flash.
That's
to do
true.
it,
You
I
did.
might be able to say hi to Jesse in person.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, Joe
Wait,
can find
Jesse.
you.
Jesse lives far away. Actually, he lives
Yeah,
down
Yes,
close.
he
He
doesn't
actually
live
lives
far away
closer to
from me.
you. Yeah, he's pretty close
Yeah.
to you down there. That's true. Um,
I love how the
It's like a
topic became
5-hour
touch
trip or something.
grass and then doxing.
So
Oh my
we've
goodness.
come up with a hobby for you, and it is turning detective plushies into chia pets.
yes.
Yeah.
Here's the topic. I passed year 1 of 2 of college. Now I don't know what to do with my free time. That's the topic. And then the other one was just finding hobbies. So, yeah. So what do you do with free time? How do you find hobbies? What do? You get, well, obviously chia pets, and obviously, use your detective plush
Fortnite.
and build chia, make it a chia pet plush.
Fortnite. Though lately I have started drawing quite a bit. But for extra context, ever since I became homeless and that, a lot of my hobbies had to be discarded of, such as my piano had to be put in storage and that.
Mm.
So I haven't played piano for a long time.
Yeah.
Once a month, I do a live-action role play with the Vampire Masquerade system.
Oh, I love vampires! Rah!
That's pretty nice.
Cat, you are a vampire.
Personally,
That's why she loves them.
Going off a couple of my own hobbies. I did see, like I commented on earlier, I did see that you have a copy of Your Name and A Silent Voice, and I think keeping up with anime is a good way to spend your time. It's what I've been doing a lot more
Anime can be
recently.
classed as a hobby.
I mean,
I would
yeah.
say so. Well, I mean, you're
Well, so
watching
that's a hobby
something,
then.
you're spending your time on something that you enjoy, right?
Mhm,
And that's pretty
Yeah,
much
and I'm paying a tenner a month for Crunchyroll.
yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Regrettably,
Make good use of it.
Yeah, honestly,
I
I'm splitting my costs with a friend,
That's
but
a good
that's neither
point.
here nor there.
I mean, if you're
But yeah, I
spending
would
the
do that.
money, it's a waste
Hit
if
me
you
up
don't
with some
use
animes
it,
to watch.
right?
That are on, hit me up with some animes that are on Crunchyroll to watch.
out of personal bias, I know what its reputation is like. SAO. There's so much more to it than what most people will say. And honestly, personally, if you are more worried about the opinions of people from a literal decade ago shaping your view of SAO before you give it a chance, you have more to worry about than whether or not it's a bad show.
Alternatively, if you want to get
I
the
would
more
recommend
detailed
Nom
version
Nom
of
Biori,
SAO,
though they took
read
the
the
first
light
2 seasons of
novel.
Crunchyroll, but kept the third one, which is
Yes, actually, I did hear. I think that was Joha mention the light novels. As a light novel reader myself, with volume 24 on my desk for SAO, yeah, light novels absolutely do a better job of portraying its story than the anime does. But again, really neither here nor
I
there.
have Nom Nom Biori Volume 2 right next to me.
Looking for more physical
but-
hobbies, take a look on what's around on your town. Look at different bars and whatnot. They might have a comedy
Yep.
night. You might be able to find some weird organizations and whatnot. In my local area, we have a Nerf-based zombie tag game that
Ooh.
happens on occasion.
Humans versus zombies.
I
Yes.
do
Humans
have a
versus
Fortnite
zombies.
Nerf gun SMG that is an electric one that I somehow managed to get on offer for a $5. And I
You can
looked
also
up and
look
it's
at
usually
game
40 quid.
stores. A lot of game stores do Magic the Gathering one night, might do Digimon
Magic.
another.
Or D&D.
If you want to go into a real deep hole, you can try Warhammer.
Ooh.
Oh, that is a hole
I
that is
do
hard to
have
call out.
I do have an entire Pokemon Elite Trainer box that my brother convinced me to buy because we used to play Pokemon. But then the second that I bought it, he told me he's no longer into Pokemon anymore, so I can't play it with him. And I
I
spent
know the
80
feeling.
quid
you
on
could-
it.
Oof.
You could start building a deck around that.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually-
I'm not an
deck.
expert on building Pokemon decks, but you could probably start
I
something.
did build a deck and I thought of my own way of using it, but then my brother just said he's not playing Pokemon anymore, he's not into it anymore.
find local
Exactly.
matches.
I mean, all the more.
A lot of like comic stores, like board game stores, they tend to have like gatherings like weekly, bi-weekly basis, sometimes on the monthly, of like different like just kind of local casual tournaments for a variety of different games. Personally, myself, I haven't found a good place to play it yet, but I actually just picked up Vice Schwartz from Bushiroad, and I bought a booster box for that, and I built a deck out of it. And I also have a trial deck that I've been going back and forth with a friend of mine, so we can kind of learn the basics.
The local level,
Yeah.
you might be lucky enough to be invited into like a national tournament for money.
Yeah, that is
I
another thing too.
barely played. I played like 5 matches of Pokemon cards against my brother. And so I don't
You
think I'm at that
practice and
level
build
yet.
up to.
I did
yeah.
build up my own deck that I never got to use. I know I made up my own strategy, but I never got to use it.
Your local library could also have events that they're putting on, like little concerts or book readings, or sometimes little arts and craft things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing as well is kind of going back to earlier what I was talking about with the anime and playing off of Joe has mentioned of light novels. That's another thing. If you have like a kind of like a list of anime that you've seen and that you enjoy, especially ones that are like kind of longer format series, try and look at that source material. Try and pick up a manga, pick up a light novel series. As someone with ADHD, I can absolutely understand like how hard it can be to read. But when you find something you have a lot of interest in, it can make it so much easier. It was SAO that actually got me back into reading in the first place, and I think the first year I started in April, I had finished 5 books by the end of the year, and last year I finished 15. So
Wow.
from 1 year, I went from 5 to 15, and like you can set those goals for yourself. You can be a little ambitious at times, and it's fun. Sure, it can get to be a little daunting, especially when you have, like I do, a lot of backlog on your shelf that you just kind of have to get to at some point or another. But even so, like it while it can be a little daunting, it's also something to look forward to.
These differences between the light novels, the manga, and the anime is that a lot of information gets condensed and cut out. Like,
Yeah.
particularly with the Shield Hero anime, that first season took like the first 100 chapters and cut out most of the meat from it.
Which can happen, yeah. It tends to happen more often than not.
Another one where light novel, manga, and anime were different was the Kagero project. They had completely different endings and were various different lengths. I read quite a bit of the manga, the first volume of the light novel, and watched the anime. But they were all completely different, varying levels of depth and darkness.
Same thing with the Trigun series in media over the years. Every
different
single
writing styles
visual
too.
thing for Trigun has been different, had different characters and portrayals of those characters compared to the manga that it was based out of.
So far with Non-Bayori, the manga is exactly like the anime, just with more funny faces. And I love the funny
and
faces.
that can be another thing too. I just like a very slight, small personal tangent. I think the last time I had read a book before getting back into reading back in 2021 was 7th grade with The Outsiders, and I had tried picking up manga a couple times, but it just never really clicked with me. And somehow, getting back into reading more, novel formatted books, I found it easier. So although it can be like kind of counterintuitive in a sense, like you wouldn't really expect, something longer with a lot more text to, scan over to be an easier thing to get into. Sometimes it's just what you need.
Another way to take this topic, so like we talked about anime game events, you could take up like bike riding around your neighborhood, or if you've got trails, you get into bike riding or say skateboarding or something like that. That also acts as exercise, which has a lot of benefits beyond just physical. So that's another thing you could do with free time, and that can definitely become a hobby, like running or bike riding. If you just like want to do walks and stuff, you could pick up photography, even if you just have like a smartphone. They usually have pretty good cameras that you can use for this sort of like for getting into photography, you can get some pretty good shots with that. Or if you have access to a decent SLR, or DSLR, or mirrorless camera, that can work too. Although there's probably going to be a bit more of a learning curve there. But that could get you, if you want to get outside the house more, go around your neighborhood. It doesn't matter where you are, there is something to photograph with photography. It's something I learned. It changes the way you look at you look at the whole world. You see it differently.
Yeah.
I have a much greater appreciation for so many things now since I started doing that.
If you
So that's
have
just a couple of suggestions.
yeah,
Go on.
if you have an interest in medieval things and Renaissance and whatnot, look up the SCA, or the Society for Creative Anachronisms. They are a fun little, mostly U.S. based international group that deals with learning medieval dances, old cooking techniques, different fighting styles.
Yeah.
We're talking things like how to actively do sword fighting in terms of traditional fencing with your standard rapier and other whatnot, and then more quote unquote heavy fighting where you're in full armor. The difference is
I could
instead of
stab
using a
someone.
sword, you're using a rattan stick covered in duct tape. But you're in full armor, like a proper metal helmet, some gauntlets, a breastplate, and all the fun stuff.
There's also HEMA, which is more
Yeah.
specifically just in the
Historical
mostly sword
European
fighting.
martial arts.
But yeah, and if you're in Europe, you got amazing clubs over there. In the U.S., we've got a pretty healthy set of clubs over here from basically every state. My brother does HEMA. He's full armor, but they simulate mostly unarmored combat. He's doing mostly longsword with some dabblings in saber and rapier. But that can be cool if you're interested in that sort of stuff.
I'd be surprised how many different like blacksmithing places there are.
Oh yeah, blacksmithing's fun. If you can find a like a historical what's it, living history forge, you might even be able to apprentice there and actually like go volunteer and use the facility to make your own stuff. I did that for a while as blacksmithing, and then we collected our own stuff. And we've got my brother and I have our own, mostly my brother's stuff, but I use it too. Our own backyard blacksmithing setup.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go many if you have something that you think you're interested in, there is a way to try it out and decide if you want to go deeper into it. I will warn you with blacksmithing though, it's very expensive.
It's expensive, and you at a certain point have to decide what you're going to specialize in, as there are 4 distinctive types of blacksmithing, varying or doing horseshoes being the most profitable, blade and armor smithing taking the longest to learn because it becomes very much about technique and doing things properly, otherwise things break.
Lots
Then
of
there's
finished
the
work.
artsy and general smithing. That's where you get your weird metal art sculptures or your candelabra and larger chunks of jewelry like a chandelier or something.
I do think an important thing to keep in mind though when it comes to like hobbies and picking something up is try and of course like don't make it like top priority, because any hobby you get into is going to for the most part it's going to cost you money. More often than not, you're gonna be putting a pretty penny into it. There are some hobbies that won't really cost you anything. Like again, photography. Even you don't have to, if you don't want to take it like entirely seriously and get a DSLR and this and that, right? You can, just for the experience and the joy of taking photos of beautiful scenery, you can make do with a phone camera. And like, of course, yeah, if you want those higher quality photos and you want to like learn more about a camera, you can go ahead with DSLRs and the like. But not every hobby does cost money, but a lot of them will. So that is another thing you want to keep in mind is budgeting. Just try and when you're picking something up, keep in mind like, hey, it will cost me money and it will be a bit of a commitment, but I should take my time with it and like ramp up slowly to see how I feel about it before, diving right in and pouring money into it before I regret it later.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I agree.
If you decide to go the route of photography, absolutely start with your phone if it's got a decent camera on it, because you will regret jumping into a big camera and not knowing your basis of composition. Figuring out where to
Decent
position
camera.
stuff in and where to take the picture from, position stuff in the frame. That is super important. That was like the last thing I learned.
I will
A lot of
say,
newer phones do have excellent camera quality,
Yep.
but
do.
some of the best you can find on the market right now does happen to come from Google.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have
I
a, I
vouch
have
for
a
that.
Samsung.
Google phone.
I have a Samsung.
Google phone.
I-
Sorry.
I have a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra.
That's probably got a pretty good camera.
yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I got it as a gift. I
one of my
got accepted into
friends.
college.
I will say, personally, out of like my hobbies and such, I think a relatively free one, because like, say for example, you're already on this call. You already have it internet, right? So like
Yeah.
you're already paying for an internet connection, that Wi-Fi, etc. Researching. It doesn't have to be anything in specific. You can just kind of find some fun rabbit holes to dive into and learn about things. Amongst my friends, I have kind of come to be known as the group's useless information encyclopedia, because there's a lot of just random bits and pieces of different like medias and franchises that I have absorbed into my head that will absolutely never leave me. But I still couldn't do a lot of basic high school maths for you.
Organicpedia.
Open up Wikipedia, click a random word, and keep reading those wiki pages and jumping to a new random one. It's a weird way to do it, but you will be surprised the amount of weird information you find. Like the vampire
yeah.
squid neither being a squid nor a vampire, a weird floating in the middle of the ocean cephalopod that eats its own mucus.
Yeah.
One of my friends, he
Blobfish
had such a funny hobby where he would try to get from one Wikipedia article to another Wikipedia article just by scrolling through and clicking random things. I forget what it's
Wikipedia
called.
roulette. Wikipedia
Yes,
roulette.
Wikipedia roulette.
Yeah, yeah, no, like just it's all those little things. It doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to be a huge commitment. Really, as long as you're able to enjoy something, you can make it into a hobby. Whether or not you're able to find a way to make that hobby something you can enjoy with other people is something you can worry about later if you really want to. But just try and find something small. It can be
plushies could be a hobby.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah, collecting them.
Squishmallows. I'm not a Squishmallow person.
Beanie
for the record,
Babies, you know.
but
Mini
like,
detective and tsundere plushes.
yeah, there's just so much you
Yeah,
can
you
do
could
with
collect
that.
those.
I mean, there's only 2 right now.
There are more static P's plushes, just detective.
Yeah. The important thing is to start it out as a hobby and keep it as a hobby. The moment you start to monetize your hobbies, that's the moment it doesn't become a hobby anymore.
Right now, it becomes a job.
Uh-huh.
And that's
And-
something you want to be careful about, because while there is the off chance that you can continue to enjoy it as it is, and make that monetary income off of it, the more often than not you will find that you tend to grow out of that love of that hobby very quickly, because before you weren't getting paid to do it, you were just doing it out of love, but now you're doing it out of pretty much a contractual obligation.
Real thing to be concerned about.
Yeah, and
Very
then you have finance people calling you and giving you insane, impossible goals for what you love to do.
And you have an entire closet filled of fabric for stuff you're never going to make, and you spent thousands of dollars on leatherworking stuff you'll never touch again.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's very true.
Night, Sayule.
Yeah,
Good
good night, buddy.
night.
Great having you
Take
on
care.
here. This is kind of fun. I kind of like doing this. I hope Ryan goes
Yeah.
away more.
I think we should definitely take the opportunity to bring it up with Ryan of just free for all Friday podcast with the folks over at Static P and Friends.
That would be fun. Honestly, I think that would be a really cool idea. We just have to figure out a channel so people would know, like, okay, if you join this VC, you're going to be on a live stream, right? So we have to
Oh, yeah.
figure
Yeah,
out some
when
Yeah, yeah.
Wednesdays are don't worry Wednesdays. Thursdays are movie nights, and then free for all Friday.
Yep. And unfortunately, I'm only available like every other Friday,
Mhm.
but that's okay as long as Ryan's there, right? Like, because I have my parenting schedule. So
We will absolutely
Oh,
monopolize
yeah.
Ryan's Fridays. Fridays are for the Static P friends now.
right on, man. I'm gonna miss you guys every
You
other
guys-
Friday.
You guys are thinking of even more ways of breaking my sleep schedule again.
Well,
my work schedule's already shooting my sleep schedule down.
Sleep
I
is for the
just-
weak.
mostly
No,
I
evening-based
just
thing.
fixed my sleep schedule.
please sleep.
No.
As someone who like on the regular goes to sleep at 2 in the morning, for no other reason than I look at the clock and it's 2, despite the fact that I tend to get up anywhere between 7 and 9. Please sleep. I'm
For like
begging
a
you.
week and a half. For like a week and a half before yesterday, I started going to sleep at 6 a.m.
Good.
And I
Speaking of
ju-
hobbies,
I just fixed it
Pokemon
yesterday.
recently released this game. It's called Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah, maybe you should
Oh,
sleep.
no,
That
I
is-
want it, but I want to play it. There's also the risk because I've looked into it. You have to keep your phone on. You can't let the screen turn itself off, and you have to keep it on charge, and you have to have it on your pillow, or else it won't detect your sleep. Which is just a recipe for
Simply, you
disaster.
can spend the extra $50 and get the Pokemon Go Plus.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money. 50 quid is how much I get a month.
Oof.
Hey,
If you get
well,
Pokemon Go Plus, you also have incentive to play Pokemon Go.
I
which
play
has you
Pokemon Go
on-
actively anyway. I play Pokemon Go actively anyway.
Yeah.
I just got a hundo. I got my first Shundo the other day during Squirtle Community Day.
Okay.
I got a
have
I
not
got a
been so lucky.
hundo. No, I got a Shundo. So I got a hundo shiny sunglasses Squirtle, which is now a level 50 Shundo Blastoise.
Ooh, that's a lot.
I mean, that's a hobby right there.
That's an investment
Mhm.
right there, friend.
Mm-hmm.
I will say as well, like it's not something I think most people would really think about, but this is pretty much a hobby. You know, chatting with people online that you enjoy chatting with. It's something that you can make into a pastime. Of course, you know you have to work around schedules and everything, but it's something that you can do. I've made it kind of my pastime as of late to do a watch party with one of my friends most days of the week within the last like 2.5 weeks. We've been watching through some different through a bunch of episodes for a show, and we've been going through it slowly. But you know, it's fun, and it doesn't have to be a watch party. Honestly, if you'd like you can do things like book clubs over Discord calls and all this and that. You just have to like any kind of hobby you can find. You can also try and make it something you can do with folks and your friends online if you're not able to meet up in person for it.
The
Yeah, that
times when we
sounds
did
very
DWW
similar to what me, Cat, and Super have been doing the past couple of weeks. Like a couple of weeks ago, we like us and a bunch of people in the Saturday Discord server watched a couple movies together, and then me, Cat, and Super decided to start doing that weekly in the server.
Oh yeah, and
Nice.
you gave Senna a cardiac because she was all like worried about what kind of movies you guys were gonna put in there.
We already
I
thought
told
about
them.
it. We already thought
I
about
told
that
them I have a
when
questionable category where if we
Yeah.
watch it, I want to make sure first.
Ah,
But like we are basically doing our best to make sure it follows the Static B server rules.
yeah, I don't want to be
Those
a
are our
bad mate.
limits.
mate,
Yeah.
so you shouldn't
Yeah.
watch Barbenheimer on the server.
I mean, definitely not Oppenheimer, but I have Barbie in the maybe list.
Hey,
Barbie is
Kid,
a bit
I-
too questionable.
It's funny because I just went to the theater yesterday with my brother and some of his friends, and they did like the full Barbenheimer experience. So the first movie they went and watched was Oppenheimer, while I waited out in the food court and then we went and saw
You
Barbie.
waited for the entirety of Oppenheimer?
3 hours, yes.
That's 3 hours.
I had a book to read.
That's fine.
Wow.
So they watched Oppenheimer, and then I joined them for Barbie, and then afterwards we also went to see the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
I saw that yesterday. It was great.
Triple
it
feature.
was
Well,
it was great.
Well, it's Thursday now, so it was 2 days ago.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Was it a good
that
movie
is
though?
fair. Oh yeah, it was absolutely a good movie. As a long
I
time
love the animation style.
as a long time like, for lack of a better way of putting it, long time low commitment TMNT fan. I will say there were a lot of callbacks to a lot of like classic entries in the TMNT franchise, and there was a lot of tasteful executions of references and
Yeah,
uh,
my
characterization.
brother loved the Attack on Titan references in it.
Yeah. Like there's
The really
honestly, I
old
think
live-action movies.
regardless of where you're coming from, there's something in that film for everyone to enjoy, regardless of age or like involvement with TMNT as a franchise. Like, even if you don't really like TMNT, I'm sure there's something in
was
that
a-
film you can find to enjoy.
Yeah, there was a lot of anime references, and I mean a lot.
Oh yeah.
Going back to the hobby thing,
They even
movie
straight
going
out
is
called
also
out
a
Attack
hobby.
on Titan.
Oh yeah, movie
If
going
you
is
want to
absolutely a hobby.
broaden
Yeah,
your
I
movie
think that's my most
That's the
recent
hobby I
hobby,
got.
thanks to the Static Feed Discord server.
Yeah, it's an expensive hobby sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, I'm lucky since that's where I work and I can see the movies for free. So I've seen pretty much everything.
if
Yeah,
you
I
And
know
it's
have
just
a
fun giving my
Cineworld-
thoughts.
if
Well,
I
and
know
you
have a
said you
Cineworld
can
Unlimited
get more
pass.
than just one person. Can you gift your free passes to
Yeah.
people?
No, they have to be with me.
Oh, they have to be with
I
you.
have a-
Ah.
I have a
Uh,
Cineworld Unlimited card that we're paying 15 quid a month for, but we get to see unlimited movies for free with it. Well,
Yeah,
for
that's-
15 quid a month.
That's a great thing to start with. I mean, again, movie going is very valid as a hobby, and I mean, if you have a way to go and see movies, it's worth it.
Yeah,
the
so then you
Static
could
Feed
do, if you
Discord
have
server,
a
we
lot of
watched
different
the
streaming
first part.
services, is get a list of like 100 movies that you want to watch at some point, or that you haven't watched, and are deemed like cult
Suzume.
classics or important movies to know for references for other things. Put each of those movie titles or series titles on a strip of paper, put it in a basket, and just draw it out from a hat and watch it.
Yeah.
It adds a
So-
level of randomness and a weird non-committal kind of a thing.
Yeah, though I do have a list of movies I want to watch that can make out. And it only has 2 movies, and it's Suzume, which I missed, and Five Nights at Freddy's the movie.
Oh, the one that's
I was
coming out?
I was
Oh yeah.
Already out and
Oh
been out.
yeah.
I was really into FNAF when I was younger. I know the exact date I first discovered Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was November 11th, 2014.
I'm excited for Matthew Lillard.
Oh yeah, same here. I
Yeah,
didn't really have too much. Like I was
Shaggy is
semi-interested in
purple
the
guy.
film, but like I wasn't really committed to going and seeing it until I found out Matthew Lillard would be in it. But I will say, going off a passing comment from Katz, that is another thing that is a hobby. Sharing your opinions on things that you've seen, that you've read.
Absolutely.
Being a bit of a critic is absolutely a valid hobby. Just don't be a jerk about it.
Or do.
Yeah.
Because
there's some people who are real
there's a
jerks.
place
If
for
you're gonna
that
be a jerk
too,
about
right?
it,
Like,
if you're gonna be a jerk
Punch
about
up,
it,
don't punch down.
yeah. If you're gonna be a jerk about it, punch up, don't punch down, and be a tasteful jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be your stereotypical Yelp reviewer. Provide feedback and ways to improve.
What's Yelp?
It's like they review all kinds of things
Uh-huh.
on Yelp, don't they? Like even like restaurants, movies,
Yeah, businesses.
stuff, all that. Yeah.
Businesses.
You could go around to different restaurants in your area and create an opinion on them, so that way you could be more informed when you got people come over and to visit you and be like, "Hey, what's good around here?" It's like, "Well, this place and this place. Avoid that place."
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's also going off of my whole thing of pretty much collecting information as a hobby. That's another thing as well, is you can make sharing information a hobby.
Yep.
As much of a hobby it is to research stuff and just kind of find new interesting facts, it is as much of a hobby to share said interesting facts.
That is very true. There's so many different hobbies out there. Some of them cost money, some of them don't, like, and
Paper, like origami.
yep. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was in an origami phase for like a year.
Oh yeah.
I folded paper flowers for like a year. And it helped with anxiety too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah,
Helped me kind of
to
relax.
this day, I still have a mild habit of like if I'm bored, I'll often like try and find a bit of scrap paper, and I'll just start folding origami cranes,
Mhm.
and I'll just kind of like throw them at people randomly, like here, have an origami crane.
Right on. And
Leave them confused, keep them guessing.
Here's another hobby you can have, Yotsuba. You can try to infiltrate BSS.
Yes, it's a very fun hobby.
You can try.
I've already kind of done that a few times on accident in call with you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so that's all good. You know what? We'd love to have you.
I do want to ask exactly
do
what
wanna
does
work there.
infiltrating BSS entail of?
Oh.
I mean, me personally, I was joking about it with Joe today, and I said I'm gonna get a tsundere nader and shoot everyone with it and turn everyone into a tsundere.
Yep. And I
It's
had
not
some,
like
I had
That's my
some
plan.
words. I had some words of caution that I'm not going to
Yeah.
express at this moment. But
Understandable.
because we don't need crazy tsundere people all over the place.
Oh, that'd be a hard world to live in.
Oh, wouldn't it? Man,
Just-
oh man.
Just
It'd be like
It's not like
constantly
I
living-
like you, but
Well, I
they're
mean,
all tsunderes.
To be perfectly honest, I don't think it would be all that different than how most people tend to behave nowadays anyways, because, I mean, constantly living in denial is just the norm.
Oof.
Yeah, that's the point.
Some
There's-
people bleed.
I mean,
better
next
than
time
others.
next time a customer is mad at me, I just got to be like, "Girl, you are such a tsundere.
Oh, it should be like,
Oh,
what are
that
you
might
talking
give you
about?
Praise or
What even is
You're
that?
so into me. You want to kiss me so bad, don't you?"
Oh no! You're gonna lose your
Hate smooches.
job.
Oh my. You love
I'm
me.
not a
You want to
catfish.
kiss
You love me
me.
so much. You're so obsessed with me.
You want my TikTok, but you can't have it.
We're gonna be turning everyone into It's Not Like I Like You.
Joe, I mean
Yes.
this as cut and dry as possible. You are such a dad.
What? I mean,
Joe,
I
tell us your
am.
best dad joke.
My best dad joke?
Yeah, give us one.
Oh my gosh. You can't put me on the spot. I gotta come
What's
up
your
with
favorite
That's
one?
exactly what we're doing now.
What's your favorite one?
I don't know. I gotta be inspired.
You are very inspirational.
Well, thank you. I don't know. I can't think of a dad joke. My
What
son
about if
tells
I
me
say
dad
egg?
jokes all the time. My youngest son tells me dad jokes. Like, that's where I get them from, and I can't remember them.
I will say though, personally, the reason I haven't tuned into a Don't Worry Wednesday in a while is, my therapist told me that Ryan wasn't real and he couldn't hurt me.
Really?
Ryan couldn't hurt a fly.
No,
Now,
It's
fictional
very
characters,
true.
on the other hand, he can do that.
It's very true.
If he
We
would-
have moments. We have moments in BSS meetings, where we're talking, and every single one of us has frustrated the rest of the team at some point over the course of our time together, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just how it works. When you're in a group of people,
Oh,
you
yeah.
get mad at each other, you resolve it, all that kind of stuff, right? So it was funny. Steve and I were talking about this, and we were talking about a time when Ryan frustrated us, and he's just like, yeah, like, I would just, part of me wants to just smack him. And I'm like, yeah, but then you hang out with him, and then you just can't help but love the guy. And he's like, I know, it's so hard to be mad at him. Like,
Yeah,
because he's such a
I could
sweet
never
guy.
bring myself to hit Ryan.
I
You
know.
could give me $1 million. Like,
If anyone hits
He's
Ryan on
literally
something,
just
that's
sitting
watching
there.
Yeah.
The vibe I get from Ryan is like you'd go in for a slap and like halfway through you'd just lose all momentum and like drive, and like it would just turn into like a very like just casual cheek caress.
It would turn into a hug, you know. You'd start with it, and then you'd be like, "Oh man, I love
Do
you.
the-
You're so
I
awesome."
don't know
Ryan
how
is a
does he put
duck.
any
If
opponents
Ryan was
against
animal,
Maddie
he would be a
characters.
duck.
You'd be a duck.
A
Yeah.
duck.
Wah.
Ducks are adorable, and you just can't be mad at them, even when they bite
I can be
you.
mad at ducks when they chase me.
Yeah,
you mean
but they're
geese?
adorable, and you just want to squish them.
Geese too. Ducks
Geese
and
are-
geese.
I
Geese
mean,
are terrifying.
I want to embody the energy of a goose. Don't get
You
me
are a
started on the
goose.
soundboard. Don't get me started
Oh
on
my
the
gosh,
soundboard.
we're gonna do.
Cat, you are a silly goose.
Exactly.
Oh, we've
uh,
gone
since-
to this.
Since Joe brought it up earlier,
Crickets. There they are. All right. What am I gonna do about it? Well, I'm probably gonna close down the stream because it's after 10.
yeah, we should probably call
Yeah,
it there.
yeah,
It's
we've
past quarter
delved
after.
into talking about
everyone.
Orion and how we would not hit him.
I
That's
know,
it.
because
That's-
he's so
that's-
lovable, and man,
There you go.
I want him to be here
Right?
for these group therapy sessions too, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
this is great. But anyway, any final parting comments?
Ryan, if you're watching this, we love you.
I think we have it.
I love
Joe.
everyone there. Everyone here
earlier-
is special and unique in their own way, and you're all beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love you all.
Absolutely.
Earlier, you seemed to be remorseful that Ryan couldn't be here. But I think we let the very fun gift of a VOD for him to watch. And us
We are
talking about it
Ryan.
at
What
the
are you
end.
talking about?
After
Yeah, we are
yes,
Ryan.
Yes. But other Ryan aside from the collective.
We are that. He is the part of the collective, though. He is Ryan. He's the host.
Well, yeah. When the host gets back, yeah, he has a nice little treat waiting for him, and a nice little treat of us chatting about him at the end.
Mm-hmm.
In this time of uncertainty and political unrest, be sure to look out for your fellow man.
Mm.
Stay
Okay.
safe and be dangerous.
Stay both at the same time.
Yes, stay safe from others and be dangerous should you need.
There's all kinds of things I could say, but I'm not going to because they probably would offend somebody. Anyway.
It's 3:20 a.m.
Oh, perfect. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. And you guys that
Thank
joined the
you.
call, thanks for being on the call. It was so cool. And I got to tell you, I was really freaked out, about doing a show by myself because this is the first time. And I was like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll try some stuff. And it was great. You guys made it a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thankfully, your good pal Ryan was there for you.
Yes.
Yeah, all four of us.
The detective
I mean,
collective.
5 of us?
I'm
Ryans?
coining that. I'm coining that. It's a thing now.
The detective collective.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the joke we were making in the server when we all had detective names.
That's
The
right. I
detective
was like,
collective.
where have I heard that before? And that was it. That's
Ah.
right. That's right. Now it's all Catboy detective stuff.
Oh yeah,
going on in
we're
there.
all cat boys now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll move on to something soon. I need
Alright.
to go to the
Use-
drawing board.
Use the power of your ADHD and
Oh, I did say moist critical, and everyone was like, "Cat, never say that again."
All right. But you
Dude,
guys
man,
have a
for-
lovely evening.
Awesome. You too. Thank you guys so much for being here on Don't Worry Wednesday. And
I have this thing where I'm at 3:20 a.m. My phone automatically closes everything.
oh,
It's so
That
good.
is so
I mean, we're
weird.
about to end,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yep.
Love
We're
everyone.
outta here.
I hope to see you guys next time, and I hope we get to do this again. Please come to Don't
Yeah.
Worry Wednesday next time. We're happy to see you in chat.
Well, we'll do this, or maybe we'll just start a new show that is this, because this was
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah.
And
it's just a
stream
little
it, and then
podcast where we're
invite
just
people,
chilling
and
and talking.
yeah, and
So
then
long.
Yeah, and
We
you
can
get
get
to meet new
distracted
and
all we
inter-
want. Yeah.
That's right. We'll throw a topic in there that's controversial and then have everybody just yelling at each other. It'll be fun, right?
Yeah.
It'd be great. It'd be great.
This
Oh,
man
man.
is an instrument.
What?
Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Okay, come on. We're past
Voice is an
time.
instrument.
I put the man in mayonnaise.
Joe is an instrument.
The A's in mayonnaise.
Joe is an instrument.
I'm an instrument
Yeah.
of doom.
He's an instrument of destruction.
Yeah. Anyway, no, awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here. Next week, we should both be here. Ryan and I both should be here. After
I
that,
mean, we are here.
yeah, thank you.
We will infiltrate
Oh my
next
gosh.
Don't Worry Wednesday.
I'm gonna have to explain. Okay, no, I'm kidding.
Let's infiltrate next Don't Worry Wednesday without Ryan knowing.
Oh, he'll probably be producing it, so he would know. But
Sure.
he would be aware of it. But anyway, I'm sure word will get back around to him that this happened. But he's on vacation. You know, he's gone, and
This was great.
Yeah, he's
He
chilling.
he's doing his thing.
Relaxing.
Yeah, he's chilling.
Not
He's a
Ryan
silly goober.
thing.
Yep.
Ryan is a silly goober.
And he's there with his woman, and they're doing
woman.
romantic-y things and
Woman.
stuff. And it's
A woman.
perfect.
Woman.
Anyway.
Woman.
I bet it's going down like it's not
Woman.
like I like you. But
Woman.
yeah, I
No,
look
it's
forward to
not.
seeing
She's
you
a
all.
sweetheart. She's not.
I look
I don't
forward-
think
It's
she's a
awesome.
tsundere.
Okay.
We're happy.
But
Is it
We're
not
happy
like
for
the words-
I
Ryan.
look forward to seeing you
Well,
all in the next Don't Worry Wednesday, even
sometimes-
if it is Thursday.
Sometimes tsundere are sweethearts. They just are mean to the people they love because they don't want them to know that they love them. But they're
True.
sweet once they know they love them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I mean, we're Ryan. We would know. We
Oh,
love
yeah.
our girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
we love Ryan's girlfriend.
Oh my gosh.
I hesitate to bring out the Soviet meme.
Yeah.
Ryan's gonna come back from vacation. Our girlfriend.
Our girlfriend. This is our girlfriend,
This is
Ryan.
Our girlfriend. Oh my gosh.
Oh my! We keep getting sidetracked, y'all.
All right.
I can't even
let's
close
let
down the
Ryan go.
stream. We get sidetracked. Like I can't.
Let's let Joe do his job.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, when the stream's
Guys,
over, I'm down
everyone
to
mute.
just
Everyone
chat
mute.
more.
Everyone.
Oh, you said
No.
you muted yourself in the middle of saying the word mute. But all right.
Yeah, we should mute. We should all mute.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, I think this is a great idea. I think we should make this a regular thing. Whether it's on Don't Worry Wednesday or on a different day. I hope it's not Friday, though, because then I could only be here every other time. But anyway, guys, have a great week. And we will see you next time on Don't Worry Wednesday. Until then, we love you. And we'll see you then. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
We're going to
Love
stand
you
here
all.
and wave while everybody says bye.
I am
love
waving
you.
because you cannot see it. What? Why? Ryan isn't waving. That's a bit rude.
He's tipping his hat.
That's so rude of him.
Yeah, he is tipping
Detective
his
Detective
hat.
is rude, guys.
He's
Yeah,
tipping
he-
his hat and winking. Like that's his thing.
That's why my boyfriend doesn't trust him, y'all.
Just because he's with
He's
his
the-
girlfriend doesn't mean he can be rude.
Yeah, our girlfriend.
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh. Still sidetracked. I'm shutting it down now. I love you guys. You're
Okay,
awesome.
All right,
okay,
take
shut it
care.
down, shut it
Take
down.
care, Joe. Take